good day.
Yes, indeed.
See ya.
This is my inspiration. This quick segment of this is what's happening today. You know?
RTE News on Radio 1 with Christopher McCavitt. Good morning. Batishak has said a security assessment will be made.
I listen to Morning Ireland on RTE. That'll be the first thing. That's around 8 o'clock, and then I just listen to it from 8 till. I love Ryan Tubridy. Like, I don't know what it is. I actually kind of like the guy. So I listen to him. But I don't really listen religiously. If they're not kind of hitting any kind of points of the day, then I don't really. It doesn't really register. I'd see what's happening in all papers, so that I cover all bases. You know, what's the thing that's coming up again and again? Every day, whenever there's a deadline, like it's always the same. It's always the same. Like I wake up and I go, and then I have to think of like what am I going to do today, and then you get it done, but you know, it's just this time like 10 o'clock is wrecking my head time. Anyway, Ireland shows solidarity with Britain over. Oh yeah, so this is what we were talking about earlier. So the Russian diplomats' solidarity with the English. Maybe something to do with that. This is how one develops ideas by, the recovery position. You get into a state of, human instinct, like, defensive or just fight or flight mode. This is right now. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like that, because nothing's coming at the moment. Nothing just yet. Well, there's a few things, but they're not great, so it'll take a little bit longer. So strap in, because this is a roller coaster. He was always kind of forward, turning the clocks forward, turning time forward, so moving forward. And due to the fact that the Russian diplomats that could be expelled from Ireland, so there's a bit of animosity between West and Russia. This week, time goes forward, and then somebody is going to be looking at the news with Putin and with the Cold War too, maybe. And so time goes forward this week, and then the other person says, feels like we're going backwards.
They believed weren't actually diplomats, were agents, so we would have to do security assessment just like they did before that. We're not going to...
So my name is David Lunny. I am an artist working here in Talbot Studios. My artwork is a strange different collection of kind of mediums and different stuff like that. I mean, there's sculptures, there's drawings, there's paintings, there's a lot of work to do with string. I know Harry, well, I would have known Harry years ago through gigs, but I didn't really know him, but we would have definitely been in the same parties and gigs and stuff like that. When he moved into the studio here, his style like developed quite quickly. I think he was obviously spending a lot more time focusing on what he was doing and kind of bringing a more like kind of concentrated political element to it as well. So I definitely noticed a big change in what was happening there. I think one thing that he's got a talent for what he's doing, and that's obviously important. But I think, as you say, he has made sacrifices, you know, in terms of other work that he was doing and things like that. I mean, I think if you have the talent and ability to do something and you apply yourself kind of on a daily basis and kind of keep a strict regimen as he does, you know, you only deserve to be successful at what you're trying to do. And I think that I mean, he's also just been putting himself out there with different newspapers and all this kind of stuff as well, which isn't easy, because I know that probably, you know, you maybe send 10 emails and you get one reply, and out of every 10 replies you might get one commission or one job, but if you just keep plugging away, you'll eventually make it.
Yes! My idea is approved. Oh God, that's the worst. I waited too long for that one, but it's okay. Now the fun begins. Kid, I was always drawing. Any Christmas or birthday came along, I was given a pencil, given pens, given all sorts of stuff. My parents were really encouraging. But yes, I was always into art, always into drawing. I was always doodling in class, and I used to get grief for it by the teachers. They would give out to me. Even my own art teacher in my secondary school hated me. Just didn't like me. Music would be a big part of my life as well. So when I was a teenager, I was playing in bands, and we played in kitchens, we played in scout dens, we played in fields. It didn't matter where it was, you just played, and that's what I loved about it. And I think I learned a lot about being independent through that way of doing things. And I think I've kind of carried that kind of independent nature into what I do now. Before I started doing this full time, I was teaching English, but also I was drawing when I finished work, coming to the studio till 10 or 11 at night, constantly just doing cartoons every day producing, every day working, and then just sending out emails. And there was a particular few publications I wanted to get into. One of them was Dublin Inquirer, and I went to them and said, here, listen, I'm doing cartoons, and they were like, oh yeah, can you do them all about Dublin and Ireland? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? That was my first published piece. And then after that, there was a magazine I wanted to get into called Phoenix, well-known Irish current affairs magazine. My dad used to buy the Phoenix, and I used to only look at for the cartoons. I kept sending them work and just not getting anything back, no emails back whatsoever, until I checked the Phoenix one day. Actually, I got an email. I just got an email saying, yeah, thanks. And that was it. I was like, all right. So then I checked the next Phoenix that came out, and my cartoon was in there. Unreal day. When you get something published for the first time, even every time you kind of see your work in the newspaper or in a magazine, it feels great. There's one particular one that I would say is it's not my favorite, but it was one that kind of did well for me. Basically, four world leaders, Trump, Putin, Bashar al-Assad, and then Kim Jong-un, standing around each other, and they're all naked. And so Trump obviously has the big measuring tape. You don't know if he's telling the truth, but he's pretending he's got the biggest. So essentially, I did it for the Phoenix, and I didn't hear anything about it for a while, and then I saw that there was these awards on, and so I just sent them my work, and then didn't hear about it until your man sent me an email from the UK saying, yeah, we'd like you to come over, here's your invite. And so I went over to Westminster where they had the awards, and I was rubbing shoulders with like some of my favourite artists like of the day, but yeah, it was an unreal experience. Didn't win in the end, but it's great to be a part of it, and hopefully I'll be there next year. My thoughts on Brexit is basically, we didn't want the heads to leave, but they did, and you know, that has kind of scuppered us, big style. Ireland is going to take an absolute hit. I think Ireland are going to be worse off than the Brits. You know, so looking forward to that.
Improve the transition deal between Britain and the European Union, and indeed the question of what to do about the Irish border remains the great unknown.
I've been with Harry for 8 years. We met in 2010, just after we both finished college. So it was love at first sight, actually. Well, not love at first sight, but I remember like that night we were both like, oh, this is so nice, like two losers. He was in a band Croupier, so they had just split up around that time. We were away in France, and I think he just had a penny drop that he was really enjoying the drawing, and he was doing it more and more. I think he got published in Africa World. That's what it was, and around that time, and he just liked I think that he was getting a bit more recognition from people, and people were being really encouraging, and then he was teaching and he wasn't really enjoying that anymore, so it was like, yeah, maybe I could, you know, try and do this full time. It's definitely like an emotional roller coaster. Like 1 week it's like, I even remember the first time he got into the Phoenix, it was like, yes, I'm in the Phoenix, and it was so high. And then it was like the next month, like, fuck, I didn't get anything in it. And it's like, oh, I'm so crap. So it was just like constantly. And then it's like, yeah, just like 1 week it's up, next week down. And so definitely really emotionally exhausting. Oh my God, all of a sudden I did get like a tear in my eye. Wow, that's so weird. I'm so proud of him. Like the amount of rejections he's had to face. And then just to not give up is really, really courageous, and yeah, so proud of everything. I mean, it shows such a great strength of character to not give up.
Being a cartoonist is like
the UK has expelled 23 Russians who were agents
trying to convince your wife that you're working while you're looking out the window. Which is kind of what you do, even though Aoife's not here looking at me, but you know, you do kind of, you do just stare at the window for ages. You kind of, if the inspiration, you can't just try and focus on the idea, you just kind of have to go with it, and hopefully the idea floats by and then you catch it, and then you got it, you know? Then you can do it. It's the hardest part of the job, is the idea. Oh yeah! All that work worthwhile. Delighted. The moment of truth. Where is it? Oh yeah. Brilliant. Cool. Yeah, man. So much hard work. Happy enough. Yeah, looks grand. It is. Yeah, all that hard work is paid off in the end. You know, sitting in that seat, in the recovery position, it all worked out in the end.